snack. Me and you gonna have a little chat about books. Hi guys, so I am here today to do a massive book haul. I went back up to London today with my boyfriend and we went on the same sort of little bookshop crawl that we did when I went up with Lauren the other day. And I got more books. I got a lot more books. I got about 25 different things, so quite a few to show you. I'm just going to do a fairly quick synopsis of each of them and tell you why I got them and where I got them. Basically, we went to 3 different shops. We went to Gosh Comics, which is the independent graphic novel shop where I love going because it's always really quirky. We went to Forbidden Planet, which is the second one in London on Shaftesbury Avenue. Really cool place, very, very large Forbidden Planet, so it's a lot of fun to go there. And then finally we went to, it's a very little second-hand bookshop, but it has a brilliant selection of fantasy books, so I had a great time perusing the shelves in there and buying a few things. So I'm going to show you the books from the second-hand bookshop first, and then we'll go on to the other ones at the end. But let's get started. The first 3 books I picked up mainly because they had a quote on them from Robin Hobb. I really do not know anything about these books, but they were only a couple pounds each. And on the back it says, from Robin Hobb, magic, mystery, intrigue. I can't wait to read the next instalment, and that just sounded great. You guys know that I've been loving Robin Hobb recently, so this is the Fool's Gold Trilogy, I think it is. I'm going to show you them one by one. The first one is Sorcery Rising. Book 1 of Fool's Gold is by Jude Fisher. It says, from the barren isles of the north comes the Irons, hardy seafaring folk. From the south come their old enemies, the Istrians, slave owners who drove the Irons from their lands, and from all over Elder come the nomadic peoples, the Footloose, the purveyors of charms and, until now, harmless potions. But whence comes the sorcery that disrupts the annual all-fair at which they all gather? Katla Aransan and her family have sailed to the fair to trade their goods. The Vingo clan have travelled from Istria to purchase a bride for their appalling eldest son. Taicho Isan has come to sell his daughter to the highest bidder. King Raven Asharan, Stallion of the North, seeks political alliance, whilst others seek his downfall. So it sounds like there's a lot going on. It does sort of remind me of a Robin Hobb book in the way that the back is laid out and the way that the format is laid out as well. So I kind of just wanted to pick it up and give it a try. So this is the first one. The second one in the series is called Wild Magic, and I actually prefer the second and third covers, but they didn't have the same edition, so just pick them up anyway. And then the third one is Rose of the World, and I'm very, very excited to get to these 3 at some point. I'm sure I will be starting them sometime in the next few months, if not next year, so definitely soon. The next book I picked up is actually a Robin Hobb book, and that is Forest Mage, which is the second one in the Soldier Sun trilogy. You guys know that I hauled the first and the third one from the very same bookshop last time I did a book haul with Lauren, and for some reason they didn't have this in there, but today they did, so of course I picked this one up because it's the only one I didn't have yet, and I'm very, very excited to have it in order to start the series pretty soon after I finish all of the Realm of the Elderling books. I'm sure I'm going to love it. It's Robin Hobb. It's going to be good. The next 2 books I once again picked up because they had a Robin Hobb quote on it. Can you see a theme with this book haul? These are by Sean Russell, and the first one is called The One Kingdom. It's book 1 in the Swan's War series, and the second one is called The Isle of Battle, which is book 2. From their homes in the Vale of Lakes, 3 young traders set out on a quest to make their fortune. Carrying a cargo of ancient artefacts, their journey along the river Wind will take them into a world both strange and terrifying. So, fairly epic, fairly cool, and sounds like a good one. If Robin Hobb likes it, I'm thinking I probably will too. I've never heard of these books, but I wanted to pick up quite a lot of ones that I'd never heard of and just give them a go, because that's how I found J.V. Jones, who I absolutely adore. And so, yeah, very excited to try this one out, eventually get on to book number 2 as well. Now for the paperback ones. The first one I have is Scar Knight, which is by Alan Campbell. It's volume 1 of the Deepgate Codex series. I picked this up because of the first paragraph on the back. I didn't need to read any more than that. And it says, for 100 generations, the city of Deepgate has hung suspended by chains over a seemingly bottomless abyss. In the darkness below is said to reside the dread god Ulysses with his army of ghosts. Outside the city extend the barren wastes of dead sands, inhabited by enemy tribesmen, and safe access is guaranteed only by airship. So, again, I've never heard of this author, never seen this book, but it sounds really, really cool. I love the fact that there's airships. I love the fact of this kind of suspended, chained up city. It just sounds really, really cool and evocative, and I could kind of see it in my brain even when I picked it up in the shop, so really excited to read this. I have no idea if it's going to be good or not, but hopefully it will be. Then I picked up one I've seen floating around. This is book 1 in the Shattered Kingdoms. It's called Blood's Pride, and it's by Evie Manieri. I have seen this one online floating around. I might even have it on my Kindle, I'm not sure, but I've definitely looked at it a couple of times and thought about buying it. Generations have passed since the Norlanders' great ships bore down on Shadar, and the Dead Ones slashed and burned the city into submission, enslaving the Shadari people. Now the Norlander governor is dying, and as his 3 children struggle against the crushing isolation of their lives in the desert, the time has come for Shadari to fight back, and they have a secret weapon, the Mongrel, an unbeaten mercenary warrior. But the Mongrel's terms are unsettling. She will name her price only after the Norlanders have been defeated, leaving the Shadari to decide, is any price too high for their freedom? So this one sounds pretty cool, sounds pretty badass, sounds pretty epic. I cannot wait to try it out. And it's got a very pretty cover as well. I do like the orangey tones. The next one is a Megan Lindholm book. Megan Lindholm, for those of you who don't know, is another pseudonym for Robin Hobb. She uses the name Megan Lindholm when she wants to write stuff that is a little bit more urban or shorter. As you guys can see, this is a lot shorter than many of her other books. And so I think this is the first Megan Lindholm book I picked up, although I do own a short story collection which collects some Megan Lindholm stuff and some Robin Hobb stuff, even though they're the same person. Very interesting. But yeah, she basically uses the name Megan Lindholm when she wants to write different style from epic fantasy, and I want to pick up some of her books under this name so that I can try them out and see if they're for me. Hopefully they will be. I'm sure they will, because she's just a fabulous writer. This one is Harpy's Flight. I am very excited to try it out. It says, "Harpies don't give up on blood debts. Neither do the men who serve them. A life must be given in return. Devastated by the slaughter of her family and haunted by memories of her own violent revenge, Key rejects the only comfort of her husband's gypsy people and wants only to wander in solitude as an outcast. Across mountains sheathed with ice, through the treacherous shadow of the impassable sisters, Key finds herself running for her life, pursued by frenzied harpies, sworn to vengeance, and by one stubborn, dark-haired man who seems intent on being part of her future." So, loving the sound of it. Yeah, I don't know a lot about like the travelling culture, and it's something that always has fascinated me, so I'm very, very excited to see how Robin Hobb has sort of brought that into a fantasy. I'm sure it'll be interesting. And then I picked up the Griffin Mage trilogy, which is by Rachel Neumier. I'm not sure how you say that. So it includes Lord of the Changing Winds, Land of the Burning Sands, and Law of the Broken Earth. And on the back it says, "The desert winds have come to the village of Minas Ford. Griffins, creatures of fire, have appeared in a burning haze, searing the sky a blinding white and scorching the earth to barren sand. For the young healer, Kess, the sight of this majestic creature is breathtaking. It is a sign that she is about to enter an unspeakably strange world." I've not read anything really with griffins. I think there's mention of them in other books, but not really a focus. Definitely find the idea of griffins fascinating and want to try it out, and this cover is very, very beautiful. Doesn't have a griffin on it, but it's very pretty. I like these sort of autumn tones, and I can't wait to give it a go. Moving on to the little mass market paperbacks now that I have. The first one is The Last Stormlord. This is by Glenda Lark, and it's another one that I have seen floating around in places. The covers do remind me of the Karen Miller covers. I don't have the Karen Miller books, but they're very similar in design, and there is a quote on the front from Karen Miller. "Shale is the lowest of the low, an outcast from a poor village in the heart of a desert. In the desert, water is life and currency, and Shale has none. But he has a secret. It's the one thing that keeps him alive and may save all the cities and the Quarton in the days to come, if it doesn't get him killed first." And then there's a few other characters that it mentions as well, but I won't go on for ages. But I have seen this one floating around, I've heard good things about it, and I'm excited to try it out sometime soon. And the final few books that I picked up in the used bookshop are the 3 in the Book of Words trilogy, I believe it is, which is by J.V. Jones. I love J.V. Jones's Cavern of Black Ice, Sword of Shadows series. I've only read the first one, but I know I'm going to really enjoy the next ones when I get to them. And some people have told me that this is a really good series too. I don't think it's quite as highly regarded as the other one, but still really, really highly loved, and I'm very excited to try it out. So the first one is The Baker's Boy. Then A Man Betrayed is book number 2, and Master and Fool is book number 3. And the baker's boy basically says, at vast castle Harvel, where King Lesgith lies dying, two fates collide. In her regal suite, Melindra, the daughter of an influential lord, rebels against her forced betrothal to the sinister Prince Kylock. In the kitchens, an apprentice named Jack is terrified by his sudden uncontrolled power to work miracles. Together, they flee the castle, stalked by a sorcerer who has connived for decades to take control of the crown. So it sounds like there's a lot going on. They're pretty chunky little books, but I'm very, very excited because I know that J.B. Jones is a great writer and she's definitely a favourite of mine alongside Robin Hobb, so highly recommend J.B. Jones as a writer, and I'm very excited to check these ones out and hopefully love them. Those are all the books that I got. Now I'm going to go on to the single issues and graphic novels because I got quite a few of them as well. So, the first ones I got are from Gosh Comics in London. Gosh Comics is really exciting because it has a lot of very small indie published publications. For example, I picked up Epsilon, which is by Andy Poyedagny. I have no idea how you say that, so I will put the name on the screen, luckily. This is a really, really tiny little book, as you guys can see, and is very, very short. It just has a really cute little story about a robot. I honestly don't know if it's any good or not. I just adored the colour scheme and the artwork, and I thought it was very, very beautiful, so I can't wait to try this. I'm sure it won't take me long at all to read, but it was very, very cute, and yeah, I just wanted to have it because it's very beautiful, and I like supporting indie authors and indie artists, and this one looked like it was a combination of those two things, so very, very happy and excited to have this. Then in the same vein as that, I picked up issue 1 and issue 2 of Cat Zine, which is a sort of independently published zine, and presumably by someone called Cat, I'm not sure. Issue 1 is about satellites, Nova Scotia and plants, and it's all in black and white inside, as you guys can see, but her art style is just very, very, very beautiful. I really love it. Pencil drawings are something I find fascinating and I love doing myself, and I thought this was just beautifully produced, really, really catching, and yeah, I loved the look of it, so I wanted to pick this up. The second issue is about the wilderness, London buses and language, and again, it's just very, very stunning. It has, again, also got some very beautiful images inside, so I can't wait to try it out and hopefully love both of them. Really worth buying because they're just so pretty to have and own, and I love the look of them. They're super cute. And then another one I picked up which is in the same vein, but this one is by Elizabeth Kuestret, and this is called Walks with Lulu. It is, I think, a little book about walking with a dog, and it's just the cutest little illustrations I've ever seen. I love the art style of this. The little dog illustrations are just so, so gorgeous, so I really could not resist picking this up, honestly. It's so cute, and I love the colour schemes. I thought they were gorgeous, so I picked this one up. It just says, discover the bit of serendipity that took me on a journey with a dog named Lulu. Join us on our shared walks and you too can benefit from the therapeutic experience. It turns out spending time alone with your thoughts and a great dog is incredibly rewarding, and it just is so beautifully produced. They have so many of these little books, and I wanted them all, but I went for the 3 that were just most interesting visually and the ones that I really loved the sound of, so yeah, really excited to read those few things. And then I did also pick up an actual graphic novel there, a mainstream published one. This is an Image one, and it is, I think it's called Supreme Blue Rose. As you guys can see, I've got a little card that came with it, so let me get it out. But it is Supreme Blue Rose, and it's by Warren Ellis and Chula Lute. I actually picked this up because I just read, I think it's issue 13 of The Wicked and the Divine, and the illustrator who illustrated issue 13 of The Wicked and the Divine actually illustrates this, and I love her illustration style. She really is fantastic, so I wanted to pick this up because look at the artwork in that. It is just flawlessly beautiful. I have no idea what the book is about. I've heard it's a bit weird and a little bit crazy and a little bit hard to follow in places, but it just looks stunning, so I'm okay with that. This kind of reminds me of Pretty Deadly, which I loved the artwork for, but I couldn't really follow where the story was going and what was happening, but it looks so beautiful and I cannot wait to hopefully love it, so very happy to have picked that one up and got the little card with it. It says, number 193 of 200, so that's very, very cute. Finally, on to the stuff that I got from Forbidden Planet. So I picked up quite a few single issues in Forbidden Planet. Some of them I was looking out for and some I just took a chance on. The first one of those is issue 14 of The Wicked and the Divine, which is by Gillen, McKelvey, Wilson and Cowles. So this one has the original 4 creators back again. Very excited to read this because I've heard it's a lot of fun and a lot of hype, and it's going to be good, guys. It's going to be good. I don't want to look inside it, so I'm just going to flick the pages quickly so that I don't spoil anything for myself or you guys, but I'm very excited to have the original design back, and hopefully I will love this, so can't wait for this one. Also, in The Wicked and the Divine, I found this in Forbidden Planet. It is issue number 1, but it's a variant cover, so I thought I would pick it up because I love this design. It's so beautiful, and yeah, I don't have issue 1 anyway, so I thought I would pick this up. And it's very, very pretty. Then I picked up a few things which I'm going to blame Amanda for, from Amanda Eggle. And they are issue 1 and issue 2 of the all-new Archie, which is by Mark Waid and Fiona Staples. And I have heard nothing but good things from Amanda about this series. She loves it, she thinks it's really great, and I saw these in Forbidden Planet, so I thought I would pick them up. I really don't know what it's about. I think it's a fairly modern day kind of one, but yeah, it just seems like it's going to be fun and quirky and exciting, so can't wait to try these out and hopefully really, really love them. The art style is done by Fiona Staples, who we all know does Saga, so yeah, it just looks very, very beautiful, and hopefully I will really enjoy them. And again, the next two I'm also blaming Amanda for. This is Invader Zim 1 and Invader Zim issue 2. I think this is just following the adventures of Zim, this little alien type creature. They look very bright, very bold, very exciting, so I can't wait to try these out and hopefully love them. They look really fun and I'm sure I will enjoy them, if not love them. Then I picked up issue 1 and issue 2 of SpiderGwen. I don't usually go for sort of Marvel superhero comics tie-ins. I don't usually like them, but I've heard good things about SpiderGwen, and so I'm hoping to really like this. I do love the front cover design, and I think it's fairly stereotypical in the design work. I'm hoping that it's fairly easy to get into and enjoyable. It's by Latour, Rodriguez and Renzi, so I've got the first 2 of that. I also picked up issue number 1 of Ms. Marvel because I've been umming and ahhing over this for ages and I just do not know if I want it or not. It's by Wilson, Alfona and Herring, and I haven't been able to decide or make up my mind, so I thought if I picked up issue 1 it would help me to decide if I want the actual graphic novel or not. And yeah, it's got a few adverts in it, which is kind of annoying, but the art style looks cool and hopefully I will like it, so yeah, fingers crossed. I've seen a lot of people talking about this recently and really, really enjoying it. Then I picked up The Manhattan Projects, issue 1 and 2. I have no idea what this is really about. I think it's a kind of science program gone wrong. It's by Hickman, Pitara and Bellier. I love the art in this. Like, that was the main reason I got it. It looks crazy. It looks bright, it looks vibrant, and it looks crazy. It looks like there's loads of weird aliens as well, so I'm very excited to try this out, but I have no idea if it's going to be good or not. No idea at all. Yeah, I'm going to give it a go and hope. And the last thing that I picked up, this is Saga Volume 5. Love Saga, as you guys know, so very, very happy to have a Volume 5 in my hands at last. And yeah, I'm sure I'm going to love it because I've loved all of the others and I've already read the first 3 issues in this. I've just not read the last 2, so I'm super excited to reread them and then read the last 2 and hopefully love it. You guys know this is by Fiona Staples and Brian K. Vaughan, and again the artwork is just fantastic, so love it, love it, love it, and I'm sure I will love the actual thing. Those are all of the massive pile of books that I brought back with me from London. I hope you guys have some suggestions of which ones to read first because I have no idea where to begin. I will probably start with some of the single issues because they're quite quick to get through, but I would love your recommendations on anything else that you've seen and loved or anything you want to say about any of them. If you've liked them, if you've not liked them, leave me loads of comments down below. I would love to hear your thoughts and just, yeah, London, yeah. I always get a lot of books in London. Thank you guys for watching and I will see you all again very soon in another video. Bye! Me and you gonna have a little